Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. As you know, Princess and Ray J are actually in the midst of going through a divorce, but even though these two have decided to separate and go their own separate ways, the drama is still ongoing. Because the other day, according to Princess, she had to call the cops on Ray J after he showed up at the crib and they got into an argument and Ray J was all belligerent and he seemed to be drunk. So, according to Princess, the cops had to show up to de-escalate the situation, and while they were de-escalating the situation, they temporarily detained Ray J.
I'm happy, bro. I just don't want to go down. I didn't do nothing wrong. I know, it's okay. Like y'all did everything y'all could. I'm not gonna say nothing. I just want to just be free. Well, thank you. You guys are the best out there. I promise I won't say nothing. This shit is hurting. I promise I won't call nobody or nothing. Y'all got it on tape. Everything's fine.
Do you need to see one of our supervisors?
I don't think so.
So want me to go ahead and cancel that supervisor?
Cancel everything. I'm happy that you guys handle it. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, guys.
All right, man, you're clearly.
All right, thank you.
We're going to make a police start. If you want to wait for it,
Thank you.
So after the police showed up and cuffed Ray J up in order to de-escalate the situation, Ray J was later released right there on the spot because the police said they didn't find any evidence of criminal activity. Listen, let me tell you something. This right here is sad. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's very obvious that Ray J really loves this woman, and if he could, he would be with her for the rest of his life. However, Ray J has not reached the level of maturity where he's willing to do the work necessary to get himself together to be a good husband. And the craziest thing about it is that Ray J has the potential to be a good husband. And if he just tweaked a few things, Princess would probably love Ray J till death do they part. But for some reason, Ray J cannot fully commit to his family for fear that the grass is greener on the other side. And honestly, I really do feel bad for Princess, and I also feel bad for Ray J. But if Ray J would just come to the conclusion that you can't be a family man and community D at the same time, he could actually save his family. Listen, for all my people out there who are going through a similar situation as Ray J, let me tell you this. 9 times out of 10, all your partner really wants from you is for you to do what you say you're gonna do, for you to be where you say you're gonna be, for you to act like you promised you were gonna act, and contribute what you're supposed to contribute, and don't cuff other people. I mean, when you really think about it, it's pretty simple. And speaking about the simple life, Dawn Robinson from En Vogue came out and disclosed the fact that for the last 3 years, she's been living in her car. Dawn said that after hitting a rough patch and basically couch hopping for a little while, she eventually decided that she wanted to live the car life. Now, after Dawn came out and shared that information, a whole lot of people started looking at Dawn's celebrity friends real funny with the side eye. And they were like, listen, if y'all knew that Dawn was living in her car, how come y'all didn't get together, put your coins together, and get Dawn a place to stay? Now, most people were pretty quiet on the situation. However, Jermaine Dupri jumped online and he was like, let me tell y'all something. First off, in order to help somebody get through something, you need to know that they're going through that something in the first place. And I didn't know that Dawn was living in her car till y'all knew that Dawn was living in her car. And 2, from the way that it sounds, Dawn wants to live in her car.
It was her choice to be in the car. I saw somebody send a message and say, Jermaine, Monica, all of y'all, can y'all put some money together to help Dawn out? From my understanding, for her to speak on it the way she spoke on it, she was basically saying that she saw other people living in their vans, living in RVs, and she welcomed the idea of doing this. Somebody said her choice or limited options.
After people started coming for Jermaine in the comment section, Jermaine Dupri went on to say, what person do you know who's really struggling who has an assistant?
Having an assistant is not something that you should even think about if you don't have no money, right? And I'm bringing this up because Dawn, when she was telling this story in her car today about her living in her car for the last 3 years, she said, I was telling my assistant, and when she said that, I said, oh, wait a minute. It changed my whole vibe of what I was watching, because ain't no goddamn way she got an assistant. And she ain't got no money. You know what I mean? Ain't no way. Yeah, Mr. Watson, when you ain't got no money and you out here just doing what you got to do, you do by yourself.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You moving around by yourself. Ain't nobody getting ready to sit up under you and just kick it for nothing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it might be some people that will stick there for a little bit, but 3 years? She said she been in her car for 3 years. Ain't no 3 years of an assistant staying around and ain't getting no money. If you ain't got no money, how they gonna help you? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got no money to pay them. Yeah. It don't even make sense, right? It don't make sense. So I'm just trying to make sure everybody pays attention to the whole scope of this story, because that's what I heard, and that made me think, wait a minute. She got an assistant. I don't know if she broke. She might not have all the money that she want in the world, but she definitely is not broke saying she got an assistant.
Yeah, nah,
that's all I'm saying.
Listen, when I heard Dawn telling her story, what I basically got from it is that she fell upon hard times and she was moving from place to place and she didn't know where she was going and things got really rough. But then, after living in her car, which she didn't want to do, she actually realized that it was something that she enjoyed and she decided to continue living a car life. And I know, somebody's going to come in the comment section like, nah, Sauce, it don't work like that. She only choosing to live in her car because she can't afford a house. No, not quite. Do you understand that just because you want something doesn't mean that that's what everybody else wants? For example, you might want a 15-bedroom mansion, whereas somebody else might want a tiny home. You might want a Bentley, whereas somebody else just really wants a Toyota. And it's not because they can only afford a Toyota, but that's what they want. And just because your goal is to have the house and the spouse and the kids with the picket fence, with the this and the that, does not mean that that's everybody else's goal. Let me tell you something. I usually don't agree with Jermaine Dupri, but in this instance, Jermaine might be right, because what it sounds like to me is that Dawn made some decisions that landed in a funky situation, and once she got into that funky situation, she realized, oh my goodness, I actually love this, and she decided to stick with it. And I know, somebody's gonna come in the comment section like, nah, Sauce, it don't work like that. Yes, it does, and I'm getting ready to give you a primary example. A lot of y'all weren't trying to have kids when you actually had kids, but you ended up in a funky situation. And after you ended up in that funky situation and had those kids, you realized that you love those kids and you can't imagine your life without them. Same difference. You might not have set out to become a parent, but now that you are a parent, you love the experience. So my takeaway from Dawn Robinson was this. Sure, she didn't start out wanting to live in her car, but now that she does live in a car, she loves the experience. Now, speaking about experiences, someone who's not quite enjoying their experience online lately is female boxer Clarissa Shields, because she says the light-skinned women keep coming at her. According to Clarissa, the light-skinned women in her comment section think that they can say whatever they want because they think they're all that because they're light-skinned.
It's always the light-skinned girls who think they just so pretty and just because they born light-skinned that they just all that. That they can come up with shit talking shit. Oh, because you think you're pretty. I'm going to tell you something. One, I look better than you. I look better than you, so you can get off my shit. That's one. And then two, why are you on my stuff if you don't like me? Why? Oh, it's giving obsessed. It's giving obsessed, light skin, red bone. Yeah, get your funny looking ass up out of here. I don't play with these hoes. It's mostly a lot of light-skinned women who come bothering me. Yeah, I said what I said. I said what I said. They be hating on everything. Oh, she just thinks she's so pretty, but she got a strong jawline. Baby, you see this face. What the hell wrong with you? I'm our ancestors' dream, girls. You f***ing crazy? Stop playing with me. Light skin, I love you. Oh, I love you too. You all right. You good. I don't even mean to come at all light skinned girls for real, but usually they're the ones that be inboxing me or who be commenting me talking stuff, and I don't really be liking that because I know for sure it ain't about light skin, dark skin, white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican. I'll whoop a girl ass. I already know that. So it'd be like when they be talking crazy to me, I'd be like, man, I ain't really the one to be playing with. Who is this girl? Another fucking light skin. Another light skin. Your haters really got under your skin. How my haters got under my skin when I'm out here celebrating me not being guilty for smoking weed? Saray _ Summers, You blocked. You is dumb as hell. You blocked, man. And then once again, proving my point. Another light-skinned girl. Listen, if you're a light-skinned girl and you love me, I love you too. But I am telling you, some of these light-skinned girls be having like self-esteem problems. And the fact that my self-esteem is up here and theirs is down here, they come fucking with me.
I wish that Clarissa Shields and all of the other people who jump online saying things like this would just stop, because all it does is perpetuate colorism. Listen, sometimes people have opinions that don't have anything to do with the color of their skin. Additionally, you can't even always tell who's light-skinned or dark-skinned online, because everybody's got that little circular picture next to their social media name, and half of these chicks are wearing MAC foundation that's like 3-4 shades lighter than their actual skin, and they have the filter on with that ring light on full blast. Anyhow, since we're talking about looks, let me ask y'all a question. Ladies, when you go to the hair salon, and men, when you go to the barbershop, do you want to have the full DJ in the building when you're getting your hair done?
Hey, we want to welcome everybody to Merry African Breed and Locks. Let's go. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. Every Saturday will be a DJ and some type of live entertainment for y'all. We thank y'all for y'all business and hope to see you again. Let's go.
Oh my goodness, that's a whole lot. And I gotta say, I would have to pass on having a full DJ in the hair salon while I'm getting my hair done, nails done, everything did. Because now, on top of the 42 hours that it takes to get my hair did, you're telling me that now I gotta add in additional time for my hairstylist to be stopping and pausing and taking dance breaks like this? Oh no, just give me the regular hairstyle magazine that I usually get, and also the bootleg African movie of the week, and I'm good. Listen, let me know down below, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to the hair salon or the barbershop, do you want the full DJ? Let me know in the comment section below, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Alright, so get this. I usually try to make it a practice not to really talk about other social media content creators, except for like Jaguar Wright and Natanya Rubin, because aside from being content creators, they're also part of the story, so you know, it gets a little mixy. Anyhow, today I'm gonna need to break my own rule, because today I need to call out Sloan Bella. The other day, Sloan Bella jumped online and she dropped a video in which she said that Angie Stone sold out, and that's why she never got the riches that she really wanted.
I think Angie Stone was taken out. I don't really know who she is, but I think she sold out. I think a lot of people sell out, and so I think when you sell out, they're gonna come for you. That's it. You're not gonna get, trust me, you want a Bugatti like Andrew Tate, you want this, you want to be a big famous person, you will never get it. You will not get your money to spend. You will not have it. They'll kill your child, they'll like Kanye, your mother, they'll fuck up your family, they'll invert them, and if you don't sacrifice somebody, then you have to transgender your kids. That's kind of how it works. I'm not doing either because I don't need your money that bad. So, no thanks. It's terrible. Oh my God. I know. No, but it's true.
No, it's not true, because Angie Stone was one of the very few artists that chose not to take that path. And I don't appreciate this woman jumping on here, tarnishing Angie Stone's name just because she wants to make a few internet coins. And if you don't know who Angie Stone is, and you didn't support her while she lived, please stop speaking on Angie's name. Anybody who was a fan of Angie Stone knows darn well that despite the fact that she was a pioneer in the music business who was immensely talented and created opportunities for other artists because she had a godly spirit, she was often cast in the shadows and taken advantage of because of her weight and the fact that she refused to sell out. So, for this chick Sloan Bella to jump online talking about Angie Stone sold out is crazy. And not only is it crazy, but it's also mad disrespectful.
There was a writing room. I was an MCA songwriter at the time. I had just penned the song Seems You Much Too Busy by the group Vertical Hole. I know y'all remember that song. If you don't, go to YouTube, type in Vertical Hole and the song Seems You Much Too Busy. You will see a 3-member group there singing, and I'm in the dark. That was what they did because I was overweight and they didn't want anybody to know how overweight I was, so they shadowed me in the dark, so all you saw was my face. That was an attempt to cover me so that it wouldn't hurt the sales of the record. At the time, it was very disheartening because I didn't think the way it had anything to do with my voice. You had 2 tons of fun. You had all these other big women that was out there putting it down, from CNC Music Factory and, you know, so many other people who wasn't caught up with that. But I just happened to be at a company where they were anal about how big you were.
Listen, let me tell you something. Angie Stone suffered enough disrespect in the music business when she was alive. So, when you see these fools on the internet trying to disrespect her now that she's gone, do me a favor. Shut that mess down. Listen, we have to start holding these people accountable for the BS that they say. Because this is what you got. You got a whole lot of cats who want to jump on the internet acting like they're aficionados on our culture when not a one of them knows a single thing about hip-hop, R&B, soul, and/or neo-soul. Please, I guarantee you, Sloan Bella didn't walk into a store and buy a Mahogany Soul CD, and she wasn't bumping Who Is Jill Scott, and she wasn't singing Brown Sugar along with D'Angelo, or singing On and On with Erykah Badu, or jamming the Carl Thomas Emotional in the car, or head nodding to Floetry as they were like, all you gotta do is say yes, or getting busy to Maxwell's Urban Hangout Suite. But now, all of these ninjas on social media are experts on the artists that we have supported and grown up with ever since we were kids. Cuff out of here with that. Listen, like I said, when you come across some nonsense like that, please jump in the comment section and shut that down. And talking about shutting things down, as you know, Kim and Kanye aren't always on the same page when it comes to their kids, and it appears that they also have very different opinions when it comes to P. Diddy. Kanye still has mad love for P. Diddy, whereas Kim is like, absolutely not. Alright, so this is what happened. Apparently, P. Diddy was producing a song, and he wanted North West to be on the song, and Kim was like, hell no. But, despite Kim's objections, Kanye West went ahead and allowed his daughter North West to be on Diddy's song. Alright, so this is where it gets real interesting, because despite the fact that Kanye allowed North West to drop her bar or her verse on Diddy's song, Kim was like, listen, didn't I tell you I don't want my daughter on Diddy's song? And Kim was like, let me tell you something, Ninja, I have some news for you. You and/or Diddy can't release that song even if you want to, because when our kids were born, I went out and got sole exclusive rights to the trademark of each one of their names. So you can't release anything with Northwest's name on it unless I give you express permission. Now, apparently, Kanye wasn't aware that Kim went ahead and got that paperwork on the kids. So while they were texting back and forth, Kanye was like, listen, you better amend that paperwork or it's going to be on and popping. Kanye wrote, amend it or I'm going to war, and neither one of us will recover from the public fallout. You're gonna have to murk me. Now, even though Kim specifically told Kanye what he bet not do, Kanye then turned around and released a snippet of the song anyway. Kanye jumped online and he wrote, Lonely Roads Still Go to Sunshine, new song by Puff Daddy, featuring his son King Combs and my daughter Northwest, and new Yeezy artist from Chicago, Jasmine Williams.
And everything I wanted, that's the key to life. When you see me shining, then you see the light. Running through the jungle like a cheetah ride. Surrounded by fake friends I don't even like. When you see me shining, then you see the light. When you see me shining, then you see the light. Everything they wrote ain't even right. Okay, good night. I'm on my own.
Okay, so if you're anything like me, you're sitting over there like, yo, why does Kanye even want that song out? Because that Diddy song is trash. Listen, no disrespect to Northwest because she's a kid, but the reality is, the song is trash. I mean, how many remakes to the remakes to the remakes can Diddy and his son King Combs actually make? Anyhow, after Kanye West went online and purposely defied Kim Kardashian's authority by dropping that song, he then jumped online and posed an interesting question to everybody on social media. Ye wrote, "This happened to me without being aware. How do you guys feel about this?" And then he posted what looks like a little paperwork from Kim Kardashian. The paperwork says, "Kim is the sole and exclusive owner of all trademarks related to Northwest's name, including Northwest Mark. Ye's use of North's name, likeness, and trademark in connection with this recording is not only a violation of the parties' 2022 stipulated judgment as the parties share joint legal custody, but also an infringement upon state and federal laws. Kim does not believe that participation in this project is in North's best interest." Alright, so this is what I think. I think that Ye needs to understand that there's absolutely no reason under the sun for your 11-year-old daughter to be collaborating or doing projects with Diddy or King Combs, who have both been accused of allegedly assaulting young women. And there's absolutely no excuse for it, because if Ye wants his daughter to be on a hit song, all Ye has to do is create a hit song for his daughter. But on the other hand, I also don't like the fact that Kim has legally blocked Ye from being able to use his own daughter's name. I mean, a father also has rights. But with that being said, there's a caveat and a flip side, because if Kim Kardashian had not gotten exclusive rights to the name, Ye might have North's name out here on t-shirts with swastikas on them, and he would also definitely have her out here on a song with the diddler. So it's a catch-22. Listen, let me know what you think. Is Kim Kardashian right for trademarking her kid's name and keeping Ye from releasing the Diddy King Combs Northwest collab? Also, let me know what you think about Kanye telling Kim that if she doesn't go and amend that paperwork, it's getting ready to be war. And last but not least, we have a very serious and sad story that just so happens to be an unsolved mystery that really needs to be solved. A few days ago, twin brothers Kadir and Nazir Lewis, both 19 years of age, left their house in Georgia, and they were supposed to be on their way to the airport to catch a flight to Boston to visit friends. However, when the family realized that the boys never arrived at their destination, they became very concerned. Then, a few hours later, they were notified by the Georgia State Police Department that both brothers were found unalive 90 miles away from their home at the summit of Bell Mountain near the North Carolina border. Police have stated after an initial investigation that they believe that this was a suicide. However, the family maintains that Kadir and Nazir would never harm themselves, so they believe that something's very suspicious.
Another family is grieving this morning. Twin brothers just shy of their 20th birthday were found dead on the top of Bell Mountain last Saturday, 90 miles away from their home in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Their family says they were supposed to be on a flight to Boston the day before to visit friends. They also say they were shocked to learn the GBI is investigating this as a suicide for now. It's a mystery they're now trying to solve.
How they end out in the mountains, they don't hike out there. They've never even been out there. They don't know nothing about Hiwassee, Georgia. They never even heard of Bell Mountains. So how did they end up right there?
Both the brothers have been shot, but their aunt and uncle do not believe that either of them would have done this.
They're very protective of each other. They love each other. They're like inseparable. So I couldn't imagine them hurting each other because I never even seen them get into a fist fight before.
They had a huge support system. Like, we know them that they wouldn't do anything like this. So to say that they did this to each other when they come from a family of love, and they love each other, they always together, we don't believe that. They didn't do this to each other. Something happened in those mountains, and we want answers.
We reached out to the GBI for more information. A spokesperson says the twins' autopsy is finished, but they're awaiting additional forensic tests to be finished, as well as the investigation, before they can issue a final ruling on the causes of death for these two twins.
Alright, so after the news story aired, a whole lot of people jumped on social media because they feel that something's just not right with this situation. And one person was like, how did they end up in the Georgia mountains when they were both on their way here to Boston? The story is suspicious as F, and so I hope the family gets justice. And then somebody else was like, something ain't right about this one. There's more to this story. And then last but not least, somebody else came through and they were like, a lot of black men are coming up missing and nobody's talking about it. Rest in peace, my brothers. Yes, definitely. Rest in peace to Kadia and Nazir. Unlike some people on the internet, I'm not quite ready to formulate an opinion on this one, because in order for me to do so, I would really need a whole lot more information. For example, what was the disposition of the two brothers in the week leading up to them going missing? 2, did they drive to the airport on their own, or did they take an Uber? And if they did drive on their own, have the police found the car, and where was the car? 3, do the ballistics match? Meaning, were they pow-pow with the same pistol? And 4, I'm gonna need for the Georgia State Police Department to really look into those CCTV cameras, because I'm gonna need to know, when they left the house, were they on their way in the direction to the airport and then they got turned around somehow? Or when they left the house, did they start out in the direction of Bell Mountain? Let me tell you something. The family believes that there's foul play, and there very well may be. But I want to say this. In recent years, we've seen a whole lot of people really struggling with their mental health. And we've also seen that as a society, we do a very bad job at noticing when people are struggling with their mental health. So, let me just say this before I go. Sometimes it appears that your friends, your family, and your loved ones are really doing all right because they're smiling. However, underneath that smile, they may be going through something. So it's always good just to do a check-in. I mean, call them up, see how they're doing, ask them, what's up with you? Are you okay? Just to make sure that everything's all right. And guess what? When they give you the very expedient, politically correct answer, and they're like, oh, I'm fine, do me a favor and press a little bit to make sure that your friend and your loved one really is fine. And here's the key. When your friend is talking, really stop and listen. Listen, I remember back in the day, I was at church, right? And a woman walks up to me and she says, oh my goodness, hi Sister Sauce, how you doing? She said, how you doing, baby? I said, my grandfather just passed. She said, oh my goodness, hallelujah, glad to hear it. Why? Because she asked me the question, but she really wasn't listening to the answer. So I'm saying this to say that in this season where there's a whole bunch of people stressed out, they're anxious, they're watching the news, there's always something going on, Trump is always up to something, please take a moment to connect with and listen to your friends and your loved ones. And if you're the person who's actually going through a little something, talk to your friends, your family, and your loved ones. Because guess what? At the end of the day, that's what they're there for. Listen, let me know what you think about everything that we discussed in today's video. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.